The crystal champagne flute shatters against the wall behind my head, sending a spray of expensive bubbles across my face. My mother's aim was always terrible when she was angry. I stand perfectly still, refusing to flinch as drops trickle down my neck and into my carefully pressed silk blouse. "How dare you embarrass this family?" Her voice trembles with the kind of rage I've only heard directed at me. Never at Davis. Perfect. Precious Davis. I taste salt and realize I'm crying, though I swore I wouldn't. Not tonight. Not when I finally gathered the courage to tell them about the startup I've been secretly building for the past year. The one that could actually make something of myself. Genesis. My father won't even look at me, staring instead at the family portrait above the fireplace. Davis's smiling face dominates the frame, while I'm tucked into the corner like an afterthought. Your brother has a clear path. The family business needs him. Your little project. It's a distraction we can't afford right now. A distraction? My voice cracks. I've already secured seed funding. I have clients lined up. Real clients, Dad. This isn't some pipe dream. Enough. Mother's manicured hand slams against the mahogany dining table. We've invested everything in Davis's MBA. The company merger depends on him. What you're doing threatens all of that. The truth hits me like another champagne flute to the face. You took it, didn't you? My hands begin to shake. My college fund, the money Grandma left specifically for my education. You gave it to him. The silence confirms everything. I think of all those nights I spent studying, maintaining that perfect GPA, believing if I just worked hard enough, they'd see me too. What a joke. It was for the best, Father finally says. Davis needed the extra capital for his ventures. Your grandmother would have understood. Family comes first. I laugh, and it sounds hollow even to my ears. Family comes first? When have I ever been family to you? Don't be dramatic. Mother's voice turns syrupy sweet, the tone she uses when she wants something. Think about your brother. This is his moment. If you love him, you'll let this go. Come work for the family business instead. Under Davis, of course. Under Davis. Always under Davis. I close my eyes and see my future stretching out before me. Decades of watching my brother take credit for my work, of being the good little sister who sacrifices everything for his success. Just like always. No. The word feels like freedom. What did you say? Father's head snaps up. I said no. My voice grows stronger. I'm done living in Davis's shadow. I'm done being the sacrifice. I'm launching my company with or without your blessing. Mother's face contorts. If you do this, you're no longer welcome here. Is that what you want? To throw away your family over some foolish rebellion? You never wanted me anyway. The words taste like truth and ashes. I was just the backup plan in case Davis failed. Well, guess what? I refuse to be anyone's plan B anymore. I turn to leave, but Father's voice stops me. Genesis, if you walk out that door, don't expect to come back. No money, no connections, no family name to trade on. You'll have nothing. I look back one last time, memorizing their faces. Mother's cold fury, Father's dismissal. And there, watching silently from the stairs, Davis's satisfied smirk. My perfect older brother who never once stood up for me. Nothing. I smile, and it feels dangerous. Nothing is exactly what I need. Watch me turn it into everything. The heavy front door slams behind me with satisfying finality. The night air hits my tear-stained face as I walk to my car, leaving behind the only life I've ever known. My phone buzzes. Probably Mother, ready to negotiate my surrender. Instead, I see a message from my best friend Allison. Did you tell them? How did it go? I start typing, then delete it. Instead, I call her. Hey. Her voice is warm with concern. You okay? No. I grip the steering wheel until my knuckles turn white. But I will be. Remember that office space you mentioned? Is it still available? Of course, but Genesis, that's a major commitment, are you sure? I watch my childhood home shrink in the rearview mirror, along with all its suffocating expectations. I've never been more sure of anything. They want nothing to do with me. Fine. I'll build something so big they'll never be able to ignore me again. That sounds like revenge talking. Maybe it is. I pull onto the highway, leaving behind everything I've ever known. But revenge is going to look amazing on my resume. 6 months of instant ramen and sleeping on Alison's couch have taught me exactly how far family connections reach in this city. Every door that should have opened slams shut the moment they hear my name. My parents' influence runs deeper than I imagined. They're calling it the merger of the decade, Alison says, tossing the business section onto our makeshift conference table, really just a door balanced on milk crates. The headline makes my stomach clench. Washington Family Enterprise expands. Heir, apparent, Davis Washington, leads historic deal. Of course they are. I take another sip of the cheap coffee that's become my main food group. Let me guess. Nobody mentioned where the seed money came from. Genesis. Alison's voice carries that careful tone people use with wounded animals. Maybe it's time to... If you say reconcile, I'm firing you as my best friend. I was going to say get even. She slides a folder across the table. Remember that client meeting I had yesterday? The one with the tech startup that's hemorrhaging money? I flip through the documents, and suddenly I'm wide awake. This is one of Davis's portfolio companies, the one he's banking his reputation on. Alison's smile turns wicked. They're looking for new management consultants. Apparently the last team couldn't stop the bleeding. Because they're not looking in the right places. I scan the financials, patterns emerging that feel familiar. These numbers, they're using the same creative accounting Dad taught Davis. I'd bet anything they're hiding major losses. Too bad nobody knows your brother's playbook better than you. The possibility unfolds in my mind. With the right strategy, I could expose the house of cards Davis built, but the thought leaves a bitter taste. They'll never hire me, not with my last name. About that, Alison pulls out another document. Remember Cynthia, the mentor from that Women's Business Alliance? She's willing to front the pitch. Her reputation is sterling, and more importantly, she's not a Washington. Hope feels dangerous after so many months of disappointment. Why would she help me? Because she sees what I see. Raw talent being wasted because of family politics. Alison leans forward. This is your chance. Not just to prove yourself, but to show them exactly what they threw away. My phone buzzes. Another text from Davis. Mum's birthday dinner next week. Last chance to apologise and come home where you belong. Don't be stupid, Jen. The familiar rage rises, but now it has purpose. Set up the meeting. The next morning, I'm in Cynthia's office, wearing my last professional outfit, the one I've been saving for something important. She studies me over steepled fingers. Are you sure you want this fight? Her gaze is sharp. Taking down your brother's project won't fill the hole they left. This isn't about revenge. The lie tastes stale. It's about business. Bullshit. Cynthia doesn't blink. I've read your proposal. It's brilliant, surgical, and absolutely designed to hurt them where it counts. I'm not judging. God knows they deserve it. But I need to know you can separate personal vendetta from professional execution. I think about Davis's smirk the night I left, about years of being the family afterthought. I can do both. She nods slowly. There's something else you should know. She pulls up an email. Your brother's company didn't just take your college fund. They've been systematically absorbing smaller firms, including one your grandmother built from nothing, the one she wanted you to inherit. The world tilts sideways. Grandma's company, her legacy, the one she told me stories about while teaching me business basics. While everyone else saw the spare daughter, she saw a future CEO. When? My voice sounds distant. 3 months ago. Davis led the acquisition personally. The rage crystallizes into something colder, clearer. Get me that meeting, I don't care what it takes. Genesis. Cynthia's voice stops me at the door. Remember, revenge is like drinking poison and waiting for the other person to die. Make sure you're not killing yourself in the process. I think of Davis's text, of birthday dinners and family portraits and all the ways they tried to keep me small. Don't worry, I smile, and it feels like baring teeth. I'm not drinking anything they're serving ever again. My phone buzzes one more time. Unknown number, but I recognize the area code. It's from my old neighborhood. Your brother's not as clever as he thinks. Meet me tomorrow if you want the real numbers. Julio. I save the number. Sometimes poison is exactly what you need. You just have to know how to use it. The diner's neon sign flickers as I slide into a booth across from Julio. He looks exactly like his LinkedIn profile. Expensive suit, calculated stubble, eyes that miss nothing. The kind of man my mother would have loved me to marry before I became persona non grata. "You're late," he says, pushing a manila envelope across the sticky table. I was making sure I wasn't followed. I leave the envelope untouched. "Why are you really helping me? What's your angle?" He stirs his coffee, the spoon clinking against ceramic. "Let's just say your brother's success story has some chapters I'd like to rewrite." I open the envelope. Financial reports, internal memos, email chains, a paper trail of Davis's creative accounting laid bare. My hands shake as I read. He's been cooking the book since day one. Julio's voice drops lower. But that's not the interesting part. Look at where the money's actually going. I flip to the last page and feel the air leave my lungs. A series of offshore transfers, all leading to a familiar name. Trinity Holdings. My mother's maiden name. "They're not just hiding losses," I whisper. "They're laundering money through shell companies." "Smart girl." Julio leans back. "Question is, what are you going to do about it?" Before I can answer, movement catches my eye. Through the diner's grimy window, I spot a familiar figure hurrying past. The sharp suit, the confident stride. It's Marcus, my old colleague from business school, the one who chose my brother's side. "Excuse me." I'm out of the booth before Julio can protest. "Marcus," I catch him at the corner. "What are you doing in this neighborhood?" He turns, surprise flickering across his features before settling into careful neutrality. "Genesis. I could ask you the same thing." "Having coffee with an old friend." The lie comes easily. "How's working for my brother?" "It's educational." Something in his tone makes me look closer. The designer suit is wrinkled, dark circles shadow his eyes. "Davis has a unique way of doing business. Unique enough to keep you up at night. His laugh holds no humor. You always could read people too well. Be careful with Julio. He's not the ally you think he is." "And you are." Marcus glances over his shoulder. "Look, I can't talk here, but if you're planning what I think you're planning, there are things you need to know. Things about your brother, about the company, about why your parents really cut you off." My heart pounds. "Tell me." "Not here." He scribbles an address on a business card. "Tomorrow night. Come alone." I watch him disappear into the crowd, then return to find Julio studying me with newfound interest. "Friend of yours?" "Something like that." I tuck the documents into my bag. "Thank you for these. I'll be in touch. One more thing." His voice stops me. "Your grandmother's company?" "The acquisition wasn't Davis's idea. It was your mother's. She's been planning this since before you left." The words hit like a physical blow. "Mother? Of course. Davis might be the golden child, but he's never been the strategist. He's just the face, the perfect son they parade around while mother pulls the strings." Back at the office, I find Allison waiting with takeout and concern. "You look like you've seen a ghost." "More like discovered I'm related to monsters." I spread the documents across our makeshift desk. "Look at this. Really look." "What do you see?" She frowns, professional instincts kicking in. "These numbers. They're not just creative accounting. This is systematic fraud. Genesis, if this goes public, it would destroy them." The thought should make me happy. Instead, I feel hollow. But it's not enough. "What do you mean?" I think of Marcus's haunted eyes, of Julio's calculated help, of my mother's hidden machinations. They didn't just steal my future, they built an empire on fraud and theft. Taking them down isn't just about revenge anymore, it's about justice. "That's a dangerous line to walk." Allison grabs my hand. "Promise me you won't lose yourself in this." I squeeze back, but my mind is already racing ahead, plotting moves and counter-moves. "I won't lose myself. I'll find myself, And when I'm done, everyone will know exactly who Genesis Washington really is. My phone lights up with Marcus's message. Tomorrow, 8 p.m. Come prepared for ugly truths. I text back one word. Ready. What I don't say is that I've been ready since the night they threw me away. I just didn't know what I was ready for until now. Marcus's ugly truths turn out to be delivered in one of those underground speakeasies that pretend they're still a secret. The hostess leads me through a fake bookshelf into a dimly lit room that smells of aged whiskey and expensive cigars. Perfect for conspiracies and confessions. He's already waiting, nursing something amber in a crystal glass. I wasn't sure you'd come. You dangled information about my family. Of course I came. I slide into the booth. Though I have to ask, why the cloak and dagger routine? Because your brother has eyes everywhere. Marcus signals the waitress. And because what I'm about to tell you could get me fired. Or worse. Worse than working for Davis. His laugh sounds painful. You have no idea. Your brother. He's not who you think he is. The Golden Child Act? It's exactly that. An act. The waitress arrives with my drink. I take a sip, letting the bourbon burn away my impatience. Explain. Davis is drowning. Marcus leans forward, voice dropping. The merger, the acquisitions, the shell companies, it's all built on sand. He's been embezzling money to cover gambling debts. Massive ones. That's impossible. My parents would never... Your parents don't know. He pulls out his phone, shows me photos of Davis leaving underground casinos, meeting with known loan sharks. He's been hiding it for years, using your grandmother's company as collateral for loans from some very dangerous people. The bourbon turns sour in my stomach. How do you know all this? Because I'm the one cooking his books. Shame colours his voice. At first, it was just small adjustments, then bigger ones. Now, I'm in too deep to get out. Why tell me now? Because he's getting desperate. The merger isn't just about expansion. It's his last chance to cover everything up before it all falls apart. Marcus finishes his drink. And because I saw what they did to you, how they blamed you for everything while protecting him, you deserve to know the truth. My mind races. If Davis is really gambling with company money, using Grandma's legacy as collateral, I could expose him, take everything. It's not that simple. Marcus grabs my wrist. The people he owes money to, they don't care about corporate takeovers or family drama. If Davis can't pay, then I'll make sure he can't hide anymore. I pull away. Thank you for telling me. Genesis, wait. He looks older in the dim light, worn down. Whatever you're planning, be careful. Your brother's dangerous when he's cornered. So am I. Outside, the night air helps clear my head. I call Allison. I need you to look into something. I pace the sidewalk. Check every connection between Davis's accounts and known gambling establishments and find out everything you can about Trinity Holdings. Already on it. Papers rustle in the background. But Genesis, there's something else you should see. Remember that client meeting tomorrow? I did some digging on the CEO. And? He's connected to your mother, old family friend. This whole thing, the consultation request, the timing, it feels like a trap. Of course it is. Mother never could resist playing puppet master. Good. Good. Allison's voice rises. How is that good? Because now we know they're worried. I flag down a taxi. They wouldn't set traps if they weren't afraid of what I might do. Or they're trying to finish what they started. Concern fills her voice. Your mother is about to learn that the daughter she threw away grew teeth. The taxi pulls up. Send me everything you have. I'll be at the office in 20. I end the call and check my messages. One from Julio. Heard you met with Marcus. Ready to talk strategy? Another from an unknown number makes my blood freeze. Miss Washington, your brother's debts are coming due. Perhaps we should discuss family loyalty. Mr. V. The final one is from Davis himself. Stay away from Marcus. Last warning, little sister. I save all 3 messages. Let them play their games. While they're watching the obvious threats, they'll miss the knife I'm sliding between their ribs. At a red light, I catch my reflection in the taxi's window. I look like Mother. Same sharp features, same calculating eyes. The thought used to horrify me. Now it feels like armor. Where to? The driver asks. I think of Marcus's warning, of Davis's threats, of Mother's traps, of Grandma's company being used as collateral for my brother's sins. Every path forward leads to war. Downtown, I tell him, I have a meeting to prepare for. Tomorrow I'll walk into their trap with my eyes wide open. Let them think they're the hunters. They've forgotten what happens when you back a Washington into a corner. We learn to break the corner. The conference room feels like a stage set, and I'm walking into a play where everyone knows their lines except me. Mother's old friend, CEO Richard, sits at the head of the table, his smile as artificial as the plant in the corner. 2 board members flank him, both wearing expressions of polite interest that don't reach their eyes. Ms. Washington, Richard says, emphasizing my last name like it's a punchline. Your proposal is interesting. I maintain eye contact, channeling Mother's boardroom presence. The numbers speak for themselves. Your company is hemorrhaging money through inefficient supply chains and outdated systems. I can fix that. Indeed. He slides my proposal aside. Though I wonder, given your family situation, can we trust your objectivity? And there it is, the trap I've been waiting for. Actually, I pull out Julio's documents, my family situation is exactly why you should trust me. I know all the tricks, including the ones my brother taught your CFO. The colour drains from Richard's face. One of the board members reaches for the papers, but I hold them just out of reach. These are copies, of course. The originals are quite safe, along with evidence of certain offshore accounts linked to Trinity Holdings. Richard's fake smile vanishes. You're playing a dangerous game. No, I'm ending one. I stand, smoothing my skirt. You have 24 hours to accept my proposal. After that, these documents go to the SEC. Your mother isn't here. My voice could freeze hell. I am. Outside, adrenaline makes my hands shake. I've just declared war, crossed a line I can't uncross. My phone buzzes. Allison. How did it go? They'll call within 12 hours. I head for the elevator. No one likes a countdown to their own destruction. Genesis. She hesitates. Cynthia's here. She needs to talk to you. It's about your grandmother. The elevator doors close on my reflection. I'm on my way. I find them in my office, Cynthia holding a leather-bound folder I've never seen before. Your grandmother left this for you, she says without preamble, with instructions to deliver it if you ever moved against your family. My hands tremble as I open it. Inside, letters, documents, and a handwritten note. My dearest Genesis, if you're reading this, you've finally stopped letting them make you small. Good. But revenge is fool's gold. It looks like victory, until you're holding it. I know because I once stood where you stand. The company wasn't built on innovation, as I told you. It was built on vengeance against my own family. I won. But the victory cost me every relationship I ever valued. Don't repeat my mistakes. I left you the company because you have what I never did, the capacity to build without burning everything else down. Choose wisely, my darling girl. Love, Grandma. She knew, I whisper. She knew they would betray me. She knew you would survive it, Cynthia corrects. The question is, what will you do with that survival? Before I can answer, my phone rings. Unknown number. Hello? Ms. Washington. A smooth voice like oil over steel. Mr. V sends his regards. Your brother's debts have become problematic. Perhaps we could meet to discuss a mutual solution. My throat tightens. I'm listening. Tomorrow noon. The Marina restaurant. Come alone, or certain documents regarding your recent activities might find their way to interested parties. The line goes dead. Allison and Cynthia watch me with concern. What is it? Allison asks. I look at my grandmother's letter, then at the documents that could destroy my family. 2 paths forward, both paved with thorns. I just got invited to lunch with the devil. I tuck the folder into my bag. And I think I think Grandma was right. There might be a better way to win this war. What are you thinking? Cynthia's eyes narrow. That maybe the best revenge isn't destroying them. I pull up Davis's number. Maybe it's saving them, on my terms. I type, "We need to talk. About Mr. V, about Mother, about everything. Your choice, meet me tonight, or I take everything public tomorrow." His response is immediate. Where? I think of Grandma's words about building without burning, about the difference between victory and vengeance. The house. 8 p.m. Bring the truth, or don't come at all. Time to see if my brother remembers how to be honest. Or if some fires need to burn before anything new can grow. The family home looms before me, its windows glowing like accusatory eyes in the darkness. I sit in my car watching Davis's BMW pull into the circular driveway. Right on time. At least prison hasn't ruined his punctuality. My phone lights up. Alison, you don't have to do this alone. But I do. Some conversations need to happen in the spaces between broken things. Davis looks smaller than I remember, his designer suit hanging loose on his frame. Prison food clearly doesn't compare to Mother's cooking. He waits on the front steps, hands shoved in his pockets like a schoolboy called to the principal's office. "You came." His voice is rough. "Wasn't sure you would. You're lucky I came alone." I brush past him to unlock the door. "Where are Mother and Father?" "Damage control meeting with the board." He follows me into the darkened foyer. "They don't know I'm out." Of course they don't. I lead us to Father's study where so many family decisions were made without me. They're probably still telling everyone you're at a wellness retreat. The leather chairs smell like Father's cigars and broken promises. I take his seat behind the desk, letting Davis feel what it's like to stand on the other side. "Mr. V sent his enforcer to my office today," I say. "Interesting timing." Davis sinks into the visitor's chair. "You don't understand what you're dealing with." "Then explain it to me." I pull out Julio's documents. Explain the gambling, the embezzlement, using Grandma's company as collateral. Make me understand why you're worth protecting and I'm worth destroying. "Is that what you think?" He laughs, but it sounds like breaking glass. "You were always the strong one, Jen, the smart one. They didn't protect me because I was worth more. They protected me because I was weak." "Bullshit." "It's true." He runs a hand through his hair, a nervous tic from childhood. "You were going to inherit everything. Grandma's company, Dad's connections, Mother's skill. They knew it. I knew it. So I started gambling, trying to prove I could make my own fortune. When I lost, I borrowed. When I couldn't pay, I stole. And they covered it up. They covered it up because you would have fixed it." His eyes meet mine. "You would have swooped in and saved everyone, like you always did. They couldn't bear that. Their son being rescued by their daughter. The truth lands like a slap. So they sacrificed me instead. Mother's idea, she said it would force me to step up." His laugh turns bitter. "Some plan, huh? Now I'm in debt to mobsters. The company's imploding, and you turned out stronger than any of us. Not strong enough to stop wanting their approval." The admission tastes like ash. Even now, part of me wants to fix this. Save you. Save them. Don't. Davis leans forward. "You want the truth? Mr. V doesn't just want his money. Mother made a deal with him. If he pressures you into backing off, she'll double his payment." My blood runs cold. She's using loan sharks to force my cooperation. She's desperate. The merger's failing. Your threats of exposure, my arrest. Everything's falling apart. He pulls out his phone, shows me texts from Mother arranging meetings with Mr. V. She'll do anything to maintain control. Including getting her daughter killed. You don't know how far she'll go. Fear edges his voice. "Get out, Jen. Take what you know to the feds and run. And let her win again." I stand, anger burning away uncertainty. No, it's time Mother learned what it feels like to lose everything. "Genesis, please." He grabs my arm. "I don't deserve your help, but I'm asking anyway. Help me fix this." I look at my brother. Really look at him. The golden child turned cautionary tale. The weapon they used to break me. You're right, I say softly. You don't deserve my help. My phone buzzes. Julio. Your mother just left the board meeting, headed to meet Mr. V. Perfect. Here's what's going to happen. I pull free from Davis's grip. You're going to tell the feds everything, every transaction, every cover-up, every deal Mother made. In return, I'll handle Mr. V. They'll destroy you. No. I smile, thinking of Grandma's letter. They'll try, but I'm done playing their game. It's time they played mine. I leave him there, in Father's study full of family ghosts. Outside, another text waits. Marina restaurant reservation confirmed for noon tomorrow. Time to show Mother exactly what her perfect plan created. After all, she taught me everything I know about destruction. I just learned to aim better. The Marina restaurant's private dining room smells like power. Aged wine, old money, and desperation. Mr. V sits at one end of the mahogany table, Mother at the other. The space between them feels charged with lightning waiting to strike. I'm 10 minutes early, but they're both already here. Of course they are. This is theatre and everyone needs their entrance. Genesis. Mother's smile doesn't reach her eyes. What a surprise. Is it? I take the middle seat, claiming neutral territory. I thought you arranged this little performance. Mr. V's laugh sounds like gravel in a garbage disposal. Sharp girl, just like Trinity said. Trinity? I raise an eyebrow at Mother. First name basis with loan sharks now. How far we've fallen. Enough games. Mother's mask slips, showing the steel beneath. You're destroying everything I've built. Everything you stole, you mean? I pull out my phone, set it on the table, including Grandma's company. Tell me, did she know you were planning to sacrifice it to cover Davis's debts? Your grandmother was a fool who didn't understand what it takes to build a legacy, she signals the waiter. Mr. V, show her what real power looks like. He slides an envelope across the table. Inside, photos. Me meeting Marcus, talking to Julio, leaving Davis's prison. And one that makes my blood freeze. Allison entering her apartment building, a red target edited onto her back. Your choice is simple, Mother says. Sign over your shares in the company, drop the SEC investigation and disappear. Or... She gestures at the photos. Interesting offer. I take a sip of water, letting the ice calm my racing heart. Here's mine. I press play on my phone. Mother's voice fills the room. Double your usual rate. Just make sure she understands the consequences of defying me. No, I don't care what methods you use. Break her if you have to. Mr. V's expression doesn't change, but something shifts in his posture. That recording is all ready with the FBI, I continue, along with evidence of your money laundering operation. See, Mother, you taught me well, always have leverage. You're bluffing. But uncertainty creeps into her voice. Am I? I turn to Mr. V. Tell me, does the FBI know about your arrangement with Trinity Holdings, or should I have my friend Julio make that connection clear? His chair scrapes back. This wasn't our arrangement, Trinity. Wait. Mother starts to rise, but his look pins her in place. I don't appreciate being used as a pawn in family drama. He straightens his cuffs, especially when it draws federal attention. You can't just... Your debt is now due in full, he nods to me. Interesting play, Ms. Washington. Don't make me regret this professional courtesy. He leaves. Mother's face turns the colour of old paper. What have you done? Exactly what you taught me. I stand slowly. Create leverage, exploit weakness, destroy threats. I am your mother. No. My voice doesn't shake. You're the woman who tried to have me killed because I wouldn't stay conveniently small. The woman who sacrificed her own mother's legacy to cover up her son's failures. The woman who thought fear was the same as respect. Everything I did was for this family. This family? I laugh. Davis is turning state's evidence as we speak. Father's probably packing for a country without extradition. And you're about to learn what it feels like to lose everything you value. She reaches for me, desperation replacing calculation. Genesis, please. We can fix this. Together. For a moment, just a moment, I see the mother I used to know. The one who taught me to walk in heels, to command a room, to never show weakness. That's the difference between us. I step back. I don't want to fix this. I want to build something new, something better. They'll come for you too, she warns, once this all comes out. Let them come. I head for the door, then pause. Oh, and Mother? Grandma wasn't a fool. She just understood something you never did. Real power isn't about what you can destroy. It's about what you choose to build instead. Outside, sunlight hits my face like absolution. My phone buzzes with messages. Davis. Just finished with the feds. I'm sorry, Jen. For everything. Allison. FBI just left. You did it. Julio. Trinity Holdings stock is crashing. Ready for phase 2? I think of Grandma's letter, of choices and consequences, of the fine line between justice and vengeance. Mother taught me how to tear things down, but Grandma taught me something better. How to rise from the ashes. Time to start building. The news vans circle our office building like vultures, their satellite dishes reaching toward the sky. Through the lobby window, I watch reporters jostling for position, hungry for the story of the Washington family's spectacular implosion. Ready? Allison asks, straightening my jacket. No. I smooth my grandmother's letter in my pocket. But that's never stopped me before. The elevator ride to the press conference feels like ascending to my own execution. Or maybe my rebirth. These days, the line between destruction and creation feels razor thin. Cynthia meets us at the conference room door. They're all here. Board members, investors, press. Your mother's lawyer just arrived too. Of course she sent a lawyer. Mother always did prefer to wage war by proxy. The room falls silent as I enter. Familiar faces watch me take the podium, Marcus looking relieved, Julio surprisingly supportive, even Davis sitting quietly in the back wearing contrition like an ill-fitting suit. Thank you all for coming. My voice carries Mother's authority, but I hope none of her coldness. You've all read the headlines, the arrests, the allegations, the fall of what many called a business dynasty. Camera shutters click like hungry teeth. But that's not why I called you here. This isn't about what's ending. It's about what's beginning. I pull out the folder Cynthia gave me, the last piece of Grandma's legacy. My grandmother built her company on a simple principle. Business should create, not destroy. Today, I'm announcing the merger of her original company with my own, under a new name and a new mission. We're going to rebuild what was broken, but differently this time. Better. The lawyer stands. Ms. Washington, my client. Your client lost her right to object when she used the company as collateral for illegal loans. I meet his eyes. The paperwork is already filed. But please, tell Mother she's welcome to watch what real legacy building looks like. He sits. In the back, Davis gives me a small nod. The new company will prioritize sustainable growth over quick profits, innovation over intimidation, and most importantly, I think of all the people my parents stepped on, used, discarded. We're establishing a fund for emerging entrepreneurs who've been overlooked or underestimated, because talent doesn't always come with connections. Questions explode like fireworks. I hold up a hand. One last thing. To anyone who's ever been told they're not enough, who's been pushed aside or pushed down, your time is now. My door is open. The press conference dissolves into controlled chaos. I let Allison handle the details while I slip out the side door needing air. On the roof garden, my favourite escape spot, I find Marcus waiting. Impressive speech. He hands me a coffee. Though you left out the part where you orchestrated one of the most elegant corporate takedowns in history. That wasn't the point. I breathe in the city air. Mother wanted to destroy things to make them hers. I wanted to build something that could be everyone's. Speaking of your mother, he hesitates. She asked to see you before they transfer her. No. The answer comes easily now. Some bridges aren't meant to be rebuilt. My phone buzzes, a text from Davis. They're offering me a deal. Reduced sentence for cooperation. Should I take it? I think of Grandma's words about the cost of vengeance, about building without burning, about choices. You're going to be okay, Marcus says softly. I know. I text back. Take the deal. Then come work for me when you're out. Time to build something new. Below, the reporters are finally dispersing. The story they'll tell isn't the one they came for. Not just another tale of family betrayal and corporate scandal. Instead, they'll tell the story of resurrection, of breaking free, of building better things from broken pieces. Genesis. Alison appears at the door. Board meeting in 5. Ready to start changing the world? I think of Mother in her prison cell, clutching her illusions of power. Of Davis finally facing consequences but also finding redemption. Of Grandma who saw in me not just what I was, but what I could become. Actually, I smile, feeling lighter than I have in years. I already have. The future stretches before me, wide open and full of possibility. Not because of my name or my connections or even my revenge, but because I finally understood the most important lesson. Sometimes the best revenge isn't getting even, it's getting free.